to our local non-league, and I'm really lucky to say I've been joined tonight, of course, by the manager of Ware, Paul Halsey. And Paul, as we were speaking off there, tough day at the office.
Yeah, very, very, very tough. They know that before going in to take today's game, I set them a task, and that task has gone completely out the window in the first game. Take nothing away from Aylesbury. I thought they deserved their 3 points, but we were shocking, and I can't keep defending them because we've had a great cup run. It seems to have looks like just drained us. I don't know if you was there, David, but we played Arlo on Tuesday, and I know I changed it around a lot, but we were shocking there again. So that was the League Cup, which I weren't, over fussed about. But today was our bread and butter. And I honestly thought that, I'm always nervous before a game, but I honestly thought that we'll go there and get a result. But I've got to hold my hands up. My selections probably didn't work today.
But it's one of those, I mean, I suppose, did you do much sort of, what's the word, sort of scouting on Aylesbury beforehand? I mean,
yeah, we've done a full. I've got a scout. He goes and watches all the games we play. I have probably about 12-page dossier on them. From the starting line up down to weakness and strengths and that. So every team we have, we play, we have a fella go and watch them. So a little bit was right on what he said on a little bit. Most of it actually. Just the keeper's kicking was better than what they must have been when he watched him.
Mm.
But yeah, so we have that. We have someone go and watch games, and then we discuss it on a Thursday night after training, go through it all. But obviously, no one really listened today. Obviously, and we got what we deserved, which was nothing.
Well, did you see this sort of like, I don't want to say a bad run, but sort of a disappointing run for you, maybe? I mean, did you see this coming? Because I certainly didn't. I must admit, I saw you, flying just before the first Harlow game. I must admit, and you scored early in that, and I'm thinking to myself, Struth, I was sitting at home, and it was a really bad, the weather was horrific, but I was expecting maybe you go on and a bit like you did last season with maybe 2s and 3s and 4s. But I mean, did you actually see any of this sort of coming? Have you got like injuries or,
Listen, I didn't have Albert to do today. He pulled up against Arlo on Tuesday with a bit of an hamstring. We didn't want to risk him. And then he actually pulls it. Dan Rumans is been injured long term now with his hamstrings. Did I see it coming? No, I didn't really. Not. I can't say I did. I felt everyone was on a high. Yeah, we lost to Harlow in the league, and then obviously we had the Kidderminster game. The Hemel games. Before that, we had the Kidderminster games. So all that was good. So you didn't really see we put good performances in, very good performances. Mm. And if everyone's honest, we should have won the game against Kidderminster at home. But no, I've seen it in football on many occasions where people have a good run and it just seems to take. I don't know what it is. Whether it's just you go to such a high and then you get knocked back down. We're a team people want to beat. Let's be clear. We are. We are a team that everyone sort of thought goes on about. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But if you want me to be honest, I think that I had my doubts whether this would affect our league performance, on the cup run. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. The team's changed over the last 3 or 4 weeks for different reasons. So, we've got to pull ourselves out of it, or else we're not going to be in that playoffs, or we're not even going to challenge for the title. And as you can see from our league, it's quite strong. I tell you, this is probably stronger than the South Central was last year. There's a lot of teams there with money, and But if we don't turn this around quickly, we're going to be a mid-table side.
Mm. And I think it's a bit what you said. I mean, somebody else said that to me the other day, that they said that they felt this league was quite strong. And, you've got, even looking at you're coming out fixtures, what is it, AFC Dunstable next, they're like sitting in third, and, your fixtures just don't seem to be getting any easier for you either. Listen,
but, it's got to be, they've got to have these games. We have to play the better teams, and we have to get results against them. So we can't go hiding. You make your bed, you lie on it, and we've got to start performing, or else I have to do something. And if I don't, the chairman does. We know how football works, so I'm under no illusions that if we do not start turning it around soon, and I said to him, and if it was videoed or what, I don't think it was, but you'll know that. And unlike me to make them run at the end of the game, which I did, I wasn't happy. They know I'm not happy, and we've got to be better on what we are. We set a stall out, and we're not matching that. We're not matching it. We are absolutely miles off it on today's performance. Miles off it.
Just runs like this, though, Paul, make you look and think, well, hang on a minute, I might have to start looking and maybe bring a couple of fresh faces in just to sort of boost it up. I mean, what does a manager think to himself when you can see you're not your normal bubbly self? When I speak to you before, it's the first time I've seen you look really down. So I mean, how does a manager sort of turn that around? I mean, what's your thought process when it comes to this?
Listen, we've got to go back onto the training ground Tuesday, and we've got to work on bits. And we've got to get it right. I've also got to start looking and strengthening the squad. I brought in a lad who played against Arlo on Tuesday. It's the only chance I get to look at him, so I played him in that game. Didn't really see enough of him to make me feel like I wanted him to start today. That's not his fault. I thought I went with the players that have been with me all season, and it just didn't materialise. So, we go back we have to go back into the drawing board. I'll have a meet with my number 2 tomorrow, and we'll go through things. But that's where it's got to be changed on the training ground. Mm. Yeah. They've had a little chat, the players, afterwards on the pitch. They sat down, and then I've had a little bit of feedback, and I have to act on that feedback, and I have to act on my decisions, and we've got to know. But listen, and as much as I probably didn't say this to him, but let's be clear, we've still got another 30 games to play. Mm. We've still got another 30 games. All right, we shouldn't be losing 3 games. That's not going to win you the league if you keep dropping points like that. But it's 30 more games. I mean, it's ridiculous, really, that maybe I'll get myself into this rut, and the team have got themselves into this rut, but we still got loads of games to play for. Lots of twists and turns. Mm.
I mean, you look at the table, though, Paul. I mean, you're not too far off the, that sort of playoff spot. I mean, 5 points off it, and you've got a game in hand. But as you said, maybe 2 games in hand on Sydney. It's sitting in that last playoff place. So, even though you've had a bit of a bad run, it still shows what a good side you are, not to be, that far away from it and still sort of in touching distance, even at this early stage.
Yeah, and I think we've got 5 or 6 games over one side that are in that playoffs, aren't they?
Yeah.
Normally. So basically, but it starts next Saturday as well, because like I said, is my old mate, he's the manager there, and he's a good manager, and he always sets his sides up really well. We normally play each other pre-season, but we've got to go and do the right things next week. And my concern is how we start games. And again, we started very, very poor, very, very slow. We had no movement. We didn't have no creativeness. We didn't have nothing, really. So, I can't sit around here. Yeah, I'm a bit down now at the moment. Of course, I am straight after a game. But I have to pick myself up, and I've got to pick that team up. Because we can't sit around just like feeling sorry for ourselves, because that's football. We've got to turn it around. And trust me, I believe we will, without a shadow of a doubt. But, at the moment, it's hard to swallow. Look, we've gone and lost a game that, maybe on paper we should go and win. But let's see.
Well, listen, mate, I really appreciate you giving me your time tonight. I really do. And
Lovely, mate.
I'll try and keep as brief as I can. I can see that, you just want to sort of go and kick the dog. So I'll let you go and do that.
Ah, bless him. He's laying he's in my place on the sofa, little rascal.
But listen, mate, it's always a pleasure.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, and I know you'll turn it around. So heads up, mate, and we'll speak again next week.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, we'll do, mate. See you, mate.
Mate.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.